Dave Palumbo with another RX Muscle Rant, sponsored by Redcon One. Visit redcon1.com. Today's topic, eggs. One of my favorite topics. I love eggs. I eat tons of eggs. Scrambled, I eat sunny side up, I eat over easy, I even poach them, and sometimes I even boil them. But the bottom line is that eggs are so controversial today. Why? Because one study says don't eat them, another study says eat them, another study says they're no good for you, they're going to kill you, another study says they're the healthiest things you could possibly ever eat. And you know what the bottom line is? That I probably eat more eggs in my lifetime than any other human being on earth. And you know what my coronary arteries look like? They're completely clear. I have no calcium. I have no blockages. Zero. Matter of fact, I just went for a cardiac CT the other day, calcium score, and my score was 0. They said we've never even seen a 0 in someone your age. So I was pretty happy when it comes to that. Now I have other problems going on, but my coronary arteries are open and they're clear and I got good blood flow to my heart. And I've been eating probably, like I said, more eggs than any other human being on earth. At one point in time, no joke, I was eating 36 whole eggs a day. And I probably did that for 5 years straight, maybe more. And after those 5 years, I probably went another 5 years where I was eating at least 12 whole eggs a day. So I got to tell you, eggs are good for you. And the American Heart Association a couple years ago actually came out and said that the consumption of saturated fats and cholesterol has nothing to do with high LDL and cholesterol levels and or nothing to do with an increased incidence of heart disease. They said this, the American Heart Association. I couldn't believe it. I was applauding them. I was like, yeah, American Heart Association. Because you know what? They would never have said that in the past. Now, try to get them to say that about anything bad about carbs, different story. Because we got the, we got the farmers who grow the wheat and corn in this country. They won't say that. But the bottom line is that it's not the consumption of saturated or cholesterol fat, laden fat that increases LDL cholesterol and increase our incidence of heart disease. We know this. We know this. I don't even know where the debate is anymore. We know it's the consumption of sugar and carbs that do that. So I don't even know what the point is, but there's a new study that went and they looked retrospectively. They went back and they looked at the lifestyles of people for like the last 17 years. And they followed and they looked at their habits, their eating habits, and somehow they deduced that the consumption of 3 or more eggs a day, whole eggs per day, increased the risk of early death and heart disease. Now, let's take a look at this in a nutshell. Okay, these people reported obviously what they were eating over the course of the last so many years, and they said, okay, 3 or more eggs. Now, let's look at who eats 3 or more eggs a day. Forget the bodybuilders. We know bodybuilders eat a lot of eggs, okay? These are regular people. Of the regular people who eat 3 or more eggs per day, more than likely, they're probably also eating pancakes, French toast, bacon, maple syrup, and all the other accoutrements that go with the eggs. They're not just eating eggs. They're probably eating white bread toast, slathering the butter on it, okay, cream cheese, whatever the other crap that goes along with eating eggs are. So to somehow say that eating 3 or more eggs per day is going to increase your risk of early death and heart attack is ludicrous to see that in such a small microcosm and not to be able to see outside the box that obviously something else is going on here. It's not the eggs that are causing it, okay? Because we already know that saturated fat and cholesterol don't cause that. But to say that it does because we look back at these people who died early, and the funny thing is if you eat 3 or more eggs, it like increased the rate of your death by 3%, okay? Believe me, if it was 80%, I'd be like, whoa, maybe we should look at this a little more closely because now it's 80% of the people who eat 3 or more eggs a day are dying. You know, maybe it is some of the pancakes, but maybe it's also some of the eggs. Not the case. So once again, the alarmists are out there. And the thing that irked me is not that the study came out, because there's always stupid studies that prove one thing, and then next day they come out with a study that proves the exact opposite. The thing that drove me crazy is that it was in the major newspapers. If you look online, you can see one after the other, just major news reporting agencies. You know why? Because news agencies love to report bad news. Death, destruction, eggs. The devil himself must have created these eggs, because God forbid anyone eats more than 3, you're going to fucking die in early death. Drives me crazy when I see stuff like that. Guys, don't be naive, don't be stupid. You do your research, know the science behind what you're doing. Go out, eat as many eggs as you want. You know what? If you want to make the eggs a little healthier, what I do, go buy the omega-3 eggs. These are eggs that they feed the chickens actually flaxseed. And when you feed chickens flaxseed instead of corn, which is not what they're supposed to eat, they actually have even more healthier fats. Now, ironically, when you eat omega-3 eggs, they have more omega-3 fats in them, less omega-6s. But the cholesterol and saturated fat content is still the same, because that's not affected by that cholesterol and that saturated fat that's found in the egg yolks is actually good for you. You actually need a little bit in your diet. That's what your body makes testosterone, aldosterone, corticosterone, progesterone, estrogen. That's how you make those hormones. They're made from cholesterol. So yeah, you do need some of that, especially if you work out and you're a bodybuilder. So guys, don't walk around scared. Don't be naive. Don't be bamboozled by these idiots who put out these reports that have no basis of science behind them. It's just a scare tactic. Oh, stop eating eggs. Go eat more pancakes and French toast, because you're going to feel so much better. I'm Dave Palumbo with another Redcon 1 RX Muscle Rant.